Halo semuanya, kembali lagi di Hybrid Talk. Masih bersama gue, Akbar Piono. And today we got the special guest here. That's why I'm using English here. We got the representative from the RIOT Games Southeast Asia. We got Jennifer Poulson, the head of growth and launch for Southeast Asia for RIOT Games. Hello, Jennifer.
Hi, nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, of course, of course. So first thing first, how is it going for the Riot Games in Southeast Asia? About the pandemic, do you guys doing the work from home protocol also?
Yes, yeah, we are. It's definitely an exciting year for us. There's a lot coming up, and we're really excited to be bringing new games to players. But yes, with the pandemic, of course, we have been working from home. So I'm based in Los Angeles. Our Riot main campus has been closed for quite a while now. We're from home, and then my colleagues who are mostly based in Singapore for Southeast Asia are all working from home as well. As you might know, Singapore is under quite strict lockdown. So
Yeah. Okay. About first thing first, Jennifer, can you introduce yourself and also can you telling me what the head of growth and launch for the Riot Games doing? What is
sure.
what you do in Riot Games?
Yeah, sure. So, growth and launch is actually kind of a little confusing, which is why we've changed my title to publishing and product. It's the exact same, doing the same thing, but it's basically all of the publishing operations, the things that are required to get the games out to market and bring them to players in Southeast Asia, as well as looking the products and making sure that they're being stewarded correctly for our players in the region. Essentially, like a lot of my colleagues for example, in marketing are based in the region in Singapore, but my team is here in LA at headquarters that is representing the voice of Southeast Asian players. So we talk to the game teams every single day and make sure that they understand what Southeast Asian players want in the game and have those features reflected in the new games that we're developing.
Okay, so you're working from Los Angeles, but the team is in Singapore, is it?
So my team is based here in Los Angeles, looking after the product aspect, but the rest of the Southeast Asia team, including teams like marketing, including our regional manager, those people are based in Singapore.
Okay. And also before Riot, I'm seeing that you've been working with so many game company like Microsoft Xbox back in 2005, the Square Enix in 2007, and Bandai Namco in 2016. There is a kind of gamer's dream to work in the game company like that. For you, how does it feel to be working with them? Are you gamers yourself?
Yes, yeah, I am, and I've loved the gaming industry, which is why I've always chosen to work in it. So, I started my career in gaming on the agency side. So, I was working at PR agencies representing those companies. So I represented Xbox in Japan, I represented Square Enix in America, and really got to work on a lot of different product launches. And so, it was always a really I loved working in games because not only is it fun, it's also full of, I would say, really lovely people. The gaming industry is really full of passionate people that I love working with. And so when I decided to leave agencies and go to a company, I wanted to go to a gaming company, which is why I joined Bandai Namco when I was based in Singapore, and then looked after the Southeast Asia and Asia region for them.
And also because most of gamers have, most of them maybe have a dream to can be work for the big game company. Maybe you can say a little bit what kind of what they need to do so they can work in the game company like what you're doing now.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I would say, as with any company, you focus on what your craft is. So what is your skill set? What is your specialty? And if you refine that, there are many ways to work at game companies. It's not just being, a game designer or a software engineer. There's lots to work at game companies. We need finance people, we need legal people, we need marketing people. And so there's lots of different opportunities. So I would say focus on that craft, whatever thing that you want to base your career on. And then, for us at Riot especially, it's important that people are passionate about gaming. Like, we hire passionate gamers. Like, Riot is full of people who really, really love games. And so
Okay.
really important for us that their passion comes through, and that's what they want to spend every day doing.
So you need to be gamers and also have a good skill with the work, is it?
Yes, yeah, to have a skill set in your work that you focus on, and have that not necessarily be just about building a game. It can be all the different things that's required to run a company.
Yeah. And now talking about the company you work in, the Riot Games,
Mhm.
it's been pretty active in terms of business in the Southeast Asia region lately, because I'm seeing that the Wild Rift got FAQ, the frequently asked question page,
Mhm.
translated into Bahasa, and that's pretty surprising, I think.
Yeah.
And also, I'm seeing the Riot Game is opening the recruitment for the community and channel specialist Indonesia.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, and seeing this thing, what does this mean for us gamers in say Southeast Asia region, especially in Indonesia? Do Riot plan to expand the publishing and marketing to the Indonesian market?
Yeah, I mean, Indonesia is a very critical market for us, and bringing the Riot experience to players throughout the region is something that we're focusing on with these new games. We want to make sure that we're delivering the best Riot experience possible, including marketing and that kind of community management. And so that's why those roles are up. We want to ensure that there are direct communication with our players in Indonesia, and that we're hearing your voice, and that we're talking to you all the time and reflecting those things in whether it's the activities that we do or in the games that we build. And so expanding in Southeast Asia has been, a big focus for us for the past few years. That's why we've been growing our team very greatly. And we've hired and brought on many different people throughout marketing, throughout community, throughout PR, etc., to really focus on delivering the best experience for players in the region, including Indonesia.
And also, do it means Riot gonna open up office in, I don't know, maybe Singapore or Indonesia, maybe?
We have an office in Singapore, so that's the main hub for Southeast Asia region. So we have a Singapore office. That's where our general manager for the whole region is based. And we also, we kind of like look at that as a hub to look after the whole region, but we'll look at future growth as it comes. Right now, we still haven't launched our first game yet, but we're getting there. So once we get these out, we'll obviously hope to continue to expand in the region.
Okay. And other thing is talking about the expansion plan in the Southeast Asia market. Do Riot Games plan to publish the game directly without the help of the third-party publisher in Southeast Asia market later on? Because in before, Riot Games is publishing the League of Legends via the Garena, the local publisher. Then how is it?
Yes, so Garena will continue to be our publishing partner for League of Legends. So that change, and we really appreciate their support and everything they've done to continue building the community. For the new games, we will be publishing the games ourselves. So yes, in all markets where we're able to do so, we really want to ensure, again, that people get the full Riot experience, whether it's Riot support and Riot accounts and Riot's infrastructure and servers. So we will be publishing ourselves, certainly for Indonesia. There are some markets where we need to comply with government requirements, and therefore we are working with partners that we've announced in Taiwan, which is Taiwan Mobile, and in Vietnam, which is PNG, and that lets us make sure that we're complying with the government regulations. But everywhere else, and certainly Indonesia, we will be publishing ourselves.
And then, so it means we're gonna have Riot Riot Southeast Asia server for all the new games from the Riot Games, like Valorant, the Runeterra, and Wild Rift also?
Yeah, so there will be local server structures in place. Every game has its own server structure. So we will ensure that the structure is absolutely, sufficient and delivers the best possible experience for players throughout the Southeast Asia region. We'll have local servers, and how many servers there will be dependent on the game. And, like, for example, for Valorant, we know that the ping and the speed is like really, really critical. And so we make sure that the server structure is set up to ensure the best possible experience for players.
Okay, now we can say that Indonesia, this Southeast Asia and also Indonesia market is pretty unique, because for the Indonesian thing, the most popular game in the global market is not really that popular in Indonesia. That's including the League of Legends also. And if Riot planning to expand to the Asia market and also Indonesia, then what kind of strategy do you plan to make Riot IP popular in the Indonesia, of course?
Yeah, we understand, of course, that the league base compared to some other markets isn't as big as Indonesia, but with the new games, we really think that we're delivering on first of all, the platforms where people are. Our new games are really focused on mobile. Of course, there's PC elements and console as well, but offering mobile for the first time is something that we think will open up the Indonesian market for Riot in a way that we haven't been able to before. And with that, the strategy is to deliver the best possible games. Like, we're really confident that the gaming experience that people will get will show how much of an in-depth game that they can get from Riot. So, like, for example, League of Legends Wild Rift offers, a really immersive gameplay that's been built from the ground up, and it's really, we think going to be unique and very specifically tailor-built for the mobile platform. And so we're really confident. I guess the strategy is to deliver the best games possible on the platforms where players are.
Okay. And talking about the PC games, the Valorant, I've been pretty excited when I'm seeing the Valorant have pretty much low hardware specification, and also one of the factor that the game can be popular in Indonesia, one of it is the low specification. So do you Riot have any plan to have kind of special marketing strategy for the Valorant in the local market like Indonesia? Because in Indonesia we got some games that collaborate with the Apakah. Apakah is like PC banks in Korea to make their game is more known by the players. Do Riot have any plan to doing some kind of that?
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak necessarily to the specifics and would have to talk to the marketing team, but definitely one of like the core things that the marketing team is doing is to make sure that the plans are really tailored for each country, and we're not doing like a blanket Southeast Asia plan. That's why you see things like the community specialist for Indonesia being Yep. And so those plans will definitely be rolling out. And we look at all different kinds of ways, whether it's partnering with locally relevant influencers or making sure things are localized, understanding, the kinds of ways that people want to be talked to, whether it's different kinds of social channels, etc. And then certainly, yeah, PC bangs are big not only in Indonesia, but in many of the markets in Southeast Asia. So that kind of strategy is certainly something that we would look at down the line as well.
Okay. And yeah, this is talking about the Wild Rift. The game is really anticipated by the gamers in Indonesia, but many players feels that Riot has been progressing pretty slow in developing this game. I know, yeah, we understand that Riot is already stated that the game is gonna release by the end of the 2020. But is there any chance for us to play this game earlier than that? Because many players are already screaming when the game
Yeah.
gonna publish and anything, etc.
Well, that's good news for us. We're happy to see that and happy to see the reception. Definitely excited that people really want to get their hands on it, and of course, we want to deliver that experience as quickly as possible. As you know, we have other things that we're also working on as well. So, Legends of Runeterra will come this week, and then Valorant will come in the summer. So that's next up, and then Wild Rift after that. And so we're working on them. We promise they'll come. And, I don't have any new news to reveal about Wild Rift, but definitely want players to know that we're really focused on. We understand that it's taking a long time, but it's because Riot is definitely like perfectionists. We want to get it right.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, and also Riot Games is gonna publish the new games, The Legend of Runeterra, is it? Maybe you can tell our viewers about what is The Legend of Runeterra, what is the game, what is The Legend of Runeterra?
Sure. So Legends of Runeterra is a strategy card game that is built on the Riot, the League of Legends kind of universe, the lore of Runeterra. So it'll include many, champions that people recognize, but also, even if you're not a League player, it's a very accessible card game that you can get into. It's really focused on skill and allowing people to kind of like build the decks that allow them to show how clever they are and, show how strategic and what a mastermind they are. And it's really something where we want to focus on delivering the card game experience that we ourselves want. There is a lot of strategy card game players at Riot. They love the genre, and we want to create like a better version, the kind that we want to play. And that means that it's free to play, like all of our games, and that you don't need to buy anything to be able to win and to succeed. Like, you can build the deck you want and get the cards you want without having to spend any money. So it's not paying for power, it's really about your skill.
Yeah, and also talking about maybe everyone gonna say it's the problem with the card game is they got the pay to win scheme.
Right.
Yeah, but you say that when you playing Legend of Runeterra, you don't have to pay any money, but you still can compete with other players. Can you elaborate more about how this work? How these things work?
Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of like how you build your decks and what you spend your time on. Obviously, there are ways that you can progress faster if you wanted to, but even if you don't, we have systems like called wild cards where you get a certain allotment, and that will allow you to get the cards that you want. And so it's really like earning you're able to earn cards for free as you play, but you can also buy what you want in the store if you want to. And so we really want you to feel like you're in control of your collection, I guess, and feel like you're building it the way that you want to without being like forced to buy something.
Yeah, so it means you can play more, so you can get more cards, is it?
Yeah, so there's a way that, as you play, you earn free cards. And there are also things like weekly vault drops as well. So yes, yeah.
And because the most of your game is gonna coming out, most of them is in 2020. You got the Valorant, League of Runeterra, and Wild Rift also. Do you for the CA market? Do you have any for Indonesia, of course? Do you have any plan? Can we expecting some kind of local initiative, either it's esports or maybe in-game content relating to some local culture, or maybe even like gathering for the latest game from Riot?
Yeah, I think that the marketing team, will be planning things for each market and certainly for Indonesia. We'll see what we can do. Obviously, some of our kind of local activities have had to be pared down because of the COVID situation. We can't do a launch activity in Jakarta this week, unfortunately, There's things like that we've had to pare down, but we're certainly looking forward to figuring out how we can do things in a new environment, including online. And in terms of things like esports, we think that there's certainly an opportunity for esports anywhere there's competitive play. But it's really something that we encourage as a ground up building. So we want the community to really start taking that initiative, and if they say they want it and we see them starting to organize their own tournaments, then Riot will come in and certainly support, and we want to build that ecosystem together. So yeah, that will definitely be something that we want to do in partnership with the Indonesian community.
Okay, I think that's all my question for about the Riot Games for this expansion in the Southeast Asia market. Jennifer, maybe you can, maybe you want to say something for the gamers in Indonesia, for our viewers also.
Sure, yeah. So, we are really, really excited to bring you our new games. Riot has many exciting things coming up in 2020 and also beyond. And we hope that we'll be delivering new games to you in the best possible Riot experience that you've been waiting for on the platforms that are more accessible and where you are. And so we're very, very excited to bring these to you, and you don't have to wait very long. The first game will be available this week on May 1st, Legends of Runeterra. So we hope that you'll check it out.
Okay, thank you so much, Jennifer, for the talks, for the interview. Thank you for the time.
Thank you very much. I hope you forgive my pronunciation, but just want to say terima kasih telah mendukung Riot Games.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, Jennifer.
Great, thank you.
Ya, oke, itu tadi obrol-obrol kita sama tim dari Riot Games tentang ekspansinya di market Southeast Asia, di market Asia Tenggara. Dan jangan lupa untuk kalian untuk subscribe channelnya dari Hybrid kalau memang kalian suka dari kontennya kami, ya, dari Hybrid Talk. Dan jangan lupa juga buat di like and share, buat ngasih tahu teman-teman nih soal Riot Games nih bakal ekspansi nih di Asia Tenggara dan juga di Indonesia tentunya. Oke, thank you so much. Terima kasih telah menonton. Sampai jumpa di episode Hybrid Talk berikutnya. Dadah. Say goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.